So if this video happens to be recommended to you and you are a young person, a teenager or early 20s, and you are not really moving in any real direction, or so you figure, you don't really know what you want to do with your life, you don't really have any short-term or long-term goals. Maybe you kind of see yourself living a certain life, but you don't really know how to get there. Or even worse, maybe you find yourself being influenced by negative influences, hanging around people that are negative, that aren't doing much, that are what a lot of people would consider a bad crowd, bad company. Let me just go ahead and tell you that or I'll say it like this: the one thing that will really affect your life that you can control, I'll say, for the rest of your life here in America is getting a felony on your record, okay? So I just want to tell you that whatever you do not get arrested for anything, not misdemeanor or nothing, but definitely not a felony, okay? Because most felonies, okay, you can't get rid of them. And in a lot of states, I'm in Florida, that felony can be held against you for the rest of your life. I've actually seen people that have been home from prison 20 years and they still get anxiety if they have to apply for a new job, and they ask that question, have you ever been convicted of a felony? Because the thing is, if they ask that question, they are going to check 99 out of 100 times. There was one company I worked for, and they said they were going to check, but they didn't check. And but 99 out of 100 times, the company asks you that question and they tell you they're going to do a background check. They are going to check, and when they see that you have a felony, 99 out of 100 times, they're probably going to tell you, sorry, but we're not going to move forward with you. And, you know, when you're young, you don't really think about the long-term consequences of actions that you take. And it may seem like it's not a big deal at the time, and I'll just do this or do that. But your mind changes as you get older. You want to do different things. You want to explore. You become more open-minded. You learn more. You get more wisdom, more understanding, more knowledge, and you just really want to try to live a life that you may not have or for your younger life you may not have thought that you would have wanted to live. You'll become interested in things that you didn't think that you would be interested in. You'll want to experience things that you didn't think that you would want to experience when you were younger. And a lot of that will be stifled by having a criminal record. It's not just jobs, but getting into a lot of schools, a lot of professions, living in a lot of places. So if you want to move into a house, or you want to rent from someone, they're going to do a background check on you, or apartment, they're going to say, hey, well, you have this felony and we don't want you living in our, and it could be, 15 years later. I mean, I'm not talking about right when you come home. I'm talking about you have a job, you have, your things set up, you have savings, and, you don't interact with the world or with people the way that you used to, but that criminal past is still going to be held against you. They're not going to look at how you look or how you speak or anything like that. They're going to look at what that criminal background shows, and they're going to judge you based on that. And I will freely admit that is, if I could change one thing out of my life. Now, granted, if I had like a wish machine, obviously I'd wish I was a billionaire. But besides that, if I could go back and change one mistake that I made in life, it would be that I would never have gotten into the negative lifestyle that I got into as a teenager to get a felony record. Because to this day, I still have to deal with that. I still have to overcome that hurdle in so many different ways. Different people that I deal with now on a professional level don't know that I have a felony record, and maybe they may not care, because as people get older, a lot of people look back and realize, hey, I could have had a felony too, or my cousin or my dad or my whatever has a felony record also. And so people can relate. But then you have people that will just outright judge you because of that, because maybe the way that they grew up, they grew up with not just a two-parent home, but parents that really instilled in them the values of not breaking the law, and like the importance of having a clean record, how it's going to affect your life. Now, I'll admit that I didn't have that, like, that wasn't beat into my head, I'll say, and when I was doing things as a youth, I didn't think about, hey, this could ruin my future, I wish I would have obviously went on to college. I did finish high school, but I didn't go on to college, and I kind of barely finished high school because I was BSing around. I wanted to be in the street. I wanted to be cool and all that kind of stuff and everything that came with it. And so I ended up getting what I got in the long term, and it hasn't been the same. Now, I can say that thanks to family support and just determination on my part to not screw up again, and to just roll with the punches, to take things as they come, to be grateful for whatever little opportunity I can get. I've had, a good time since I've been home. I've traveled and worked a whole bunch of jobs. I've quit jobs and got jobs again right afterwards, and I've, made money, saved money, stuff like that. So I haven't had as rough a life as a lot of people that come home from prison, and maybe they don't have the support that I had. Maybe they don't have the determination. Maybe they haven't decided in their mind to just deal with whatever they have to deal with in order to not return to that place. Some people do come home and try, but they reach a breaking point. Some people have a shorter breaking point than others, and maybe some people's temperament just doesn't allow them to accept certain types of treatment. Or one of the biggest things is going back around people that are living a life that could lead you back down that road, or maybe just people that aren't really doing much anyway. And as they say, the idle mind is the devil's workshop. And so you sit around not doing a whole lot, eventually some stupid ass idea is going to pop into your head, and eventually one of them is going to sound good, and eventually you could end up back down that road. So one thing I will recommend to anyone, even if you're older, and you haven't done anything, listen, if you catch your spouse cheating, don't go and kill them or beat them up or no stupid shit like that and get a felony record, or, anything, man. It's not worth it, I would recommend everyone just think, be patient with life, and be appreciative of every little thing that you have, every little opportunity that we get. Especially, we have to be real here in America, because literally just talking more to people that are in America. I mean, if we're talking about people in third world countries, just forget about it. Being a felon here is better than being, an average person in most third world countries a lot of times. So, we still have way more opportunities. But, I speak like this because now at this age, I really think about, what I could have done with my life, the potential that I had, and a lot of the interests that I find myself having now, studies that I could have gotten into when I was younger, that could have led to my life being so much different than it is now. Having to struggle in a sense to become the person and have the life that I want. I'm not borderline homeless or going hungry or anything like that, but at the place that I am, I just look and say, man, I could have been so much further. I look at my cousins that are my age or younger. I'm pretty much the oldest cousin on both sides of my family. So I could even say maybe a lot of people, not that I have a family that, I don't think anyone else in my family, if they've been to jail, I don't even know, let alone prison. But I was really like the black sheep that strayed far from the beaten path. And a lot of people, my cousins, my aunts, uncles, they all show me love whenever I'm around. But, I'm pretty sure they all also think like, man, there's him. He was the one that, kind of ruined his life young, and now he's got himself somewhat on track. But, who knows what he could have done had he not done what he did at such a young age. So just wanted to put that out there. Think before you act. Okay, don't crash out, bounce back. All right, there is always a tomorrow until there isn't, and when there is no more tomorrows for you, then who cares anyway? But until then, always think about your tomorrow. If you're a young person and you're struggling with whatever it is, just you never know where you will be in 5 years. You never know where your life is going to take you, who you're going to meet, what's going to happen, what opportunity is going to open up that you may or may not be eligible for, depending on your status at that time. And when I say status, I'm specifically talking about having a felony record, but that status could be anything. So just take that and do what you will with it. Whoever watches this video, I know my videos don't get a lot of views, and that's fine. I don't do it for the views. I mean, if I got views, I wouldn't be mad, I ain't gonna lie. But I do it just because I like to share my thoughts. And so anyone that watches it, hope this helps you or someone that you may know. You pass this information along. And also do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, drop me a like on the video, leave a comment however you feel about what I said. Disagree or agree, or however you feel, it doesn't matter. My comments are completely open. And share the video if you don't mind. And as always, until next time, I will see all of you soon.